What does it mean to be a good husband? Um, that's a question I ask myself quite often when I think about how I operate, the things I'm doing, how I'm planning for the future, how I'm treating my wife, how I'm treating my children. And I don't know, it's a tough question to ask because I'm still in my, I guess you could say, quote unquote, younger years, especially when it comes to um, having a family. And it's tough in a lot of ways because it's like there's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of things I haven't really dealt with yet that would, I would say, really challenge my marriage or challenge my ability to father or challenge my ability to be a good husband. And, my thought process is, I'm just taking this one day at a time. I'm trying to do my best. I'm trying to be a good husband. I'm trying to be a good father. You know, I'm not all. I mean, I always be perfect. I mean, I always do things right, but I'm genuinely trying to do right by my family. And I think, you know, when I think back to my childhood and the things that I experienced and the type of upbringing that I had, you know, there was a lot of things missing in retrospect when I think back to my childhood, and a lot of things that, for me, I'm just figuring it. I'm just trying to figure it out on the go. I'm really just trying to put the pieces together while having the instruction manual, I guess you can say. Although, you know, I am trying to really lock in and get in God's word and really center my guidance through God's word. And that's been going fantastic, to be honest. And I've definitely been very appreciative of what the Lord has done in my life, and just how He's blessed me in a lot of different ways. And I just think there's a lot of people out there that's just trying to do family life, trying to figure it out, trying to wrestle with their shortcomings or their issues or their addictions or whatever the case may be. Maybe they feel like they made a mistake with who they married. Maybe they feel like their children are running out of control and they've they were too lenient on them for too long. I don't know. All I can say is that it's definitely something that takes a lot of effort. It's definitely something that, you know, we don't really talk about the amount of work you have to put in to be a good husband, to be a good father, to really show up, to really put in the time, to really just say, no matter what, I'm going to stick this thing through. I'm going to trust the Lord, and I'm going to make sure that my family is going to be okay. And it really just starts from the type of character you want to build and the type of um, image that you want people to see in terms of, okay, my character is the one thing that I can control that means more than money, means more than anything, because if I have good characters, if I have good morals, if I have a good structure, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. And for me, it's I wonder about like my children. You know, like I wonder if I'm gonna be that able to be that person to like represent like the type of character they are going to want to emulate. You know, like is my son gonna look at me and say, you know what, I want to be just like dad. Is my daughter gonna look at me? And well, I don't have a daughter yet, but Lord willingly, I'll have a daughter. Lord willing, if my daughter looks at me one day, she'll be able to say, I want a man like that one day, you know? Because for me, uh, I don't want to be someone that's um, really has let down my children or have let down my wife for whatever various different reasons. And I don't know. I just think about this stuff, and part of me feels like I'm rambling. Maybe this is speaking to someone who's listening. maybe that you guys can relate to what I'm talking about. You know, doing this life and being a productive, constructive man who loves their wife and loves their children, it really requires a lot of effort, and it really requires you to like put your best foot forward and say, I'm going to jump in, get messy, and get the job done. But I truly believe I've been doing pretty decent. There's obviously room for improvement. I think there's a lot more room for improvement for me personally. But I want to just open up the discussion to anyone who is feeling a similar way, or maybe you're in a position where you're going to be a father, or you're in a position where you're already a father, or you're in the position where you're a grandfather and you've garnish a lot of experience, and you want to share that experience with the people around you. So hey, leave a comment down below, you know for everybody to soak up some of your wisdom. But you know it's really all I have to say. I'm just kind of just sharing what's on the top of my mind. This is not scripted, so it'll probably end up sounding like I'm just rambling and just saying a bunch of nonsense. But maybe out of this whole conversation, there's 1% of that conversation that someone can actually get something out of it and really run with that and help improve their life. I mean, if that's the case, I think that's a win win. I think that's a win if out of this whole video, someone could get maybe just 1%, like maybe just 1% of this whole conversation really hit you and really spoke to you. I think that's progress, and I'm 100% thrilled and happy with that. So, with that said, I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you fathers have a fantastic day. I hope we can work together and really encourage each other to be the best men we can be for our wives and for our children and for our community, and that we can strive to raise the standard so that other young men can see our example and follow suit. But that's really all I have to say. Thank you for anyone who made it to the end. And if you made it to the end, say, I made it to the end down in the comments below. Just type in, I made it to the end. But yeah, take care. God bless. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Bye.